Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Although dawn is not busting through yet, getting later in the year, you see, gets daylight later on until December 21st, and then it'll start getting daylight sooner. After that, days will get longer. But anyway, I have two 40% alcohol single malt Scotch whiskies, both moderately priced. This is Trader Joe's Highland single malt Scotch whiskey, aged 10 years. This is the same exact bottle design and label design as you get with Alexander Murray and Company's website when they show all their bottles, except they changed the Alexander Murray and Company symbol to the Trader Joe's insignia, and they put Trader Joe's there instead of Alexander Murray and Company. All right. They don't. Alexander Murray does not produce any kind of whiskey. They have it procured for themselves and for other people. In this case, Trader Joe's. They're what's called an independent bottler. A common thing in the United States as well, by the way, I might add. Alex says, "Good morning, Mr. Ron." Clinking the mugs, clapping the hands, peace sign, clinking the champagne glass. Same to you. Good morning. Now here is Lismore Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey and this is produced for William Lundie Company, another independent bottler. They don't produce whiskey, they bottle it. They have it made for them and they bottle it, and they were established in 1974. Lismore was their first product 50 years ago. Some people are under the impression that this is a Trader Joe's private label, but it is not, although it's commonly found there. All right, there's a plastic cap cover, a foil cap cover for both. So make sure I got the right labels. In this series, it's been touchy. I've gotten it right twice and I've gotten it wrong twice. So think of it like a football team that they played 4 games and they got 2 wins, 2 losses. Got a lot of games left, you know. You don't know how it's going to turn out. Hopefully on the winning side. Both single malt Scotch whiskies. Both using real cork, I might add. No twist caps here. Appearance, yeah. They're both amber. Is that the natural color? Well, they don't make a claim to that. Usually if they add caramel color, they'll just not mention it. But if they don't use caramel color, usually the bottle will say natural color. So, you know, it's a common practice in Scotland, Ireland, Canada, the United States to take whiskeys and add coloring to them to make them look darker than they are. All right. Supposedly for consistency, because different batches have different shades. I don't know. Some companies won't do it. They say, well, whatever the case, we're not adding color in. If it changes batch to batch, we want it to be an authentic appearance. All right, now bourbon whiskey, no, you cannot add color into it. Well, actually, you can. Straight bourbon whiskey cannot have coloring added, and just simple bourbon whiskey cannot have coloring added, or bottle and bond, which is a type of straight bourbon, cannot. But blended bourbon can have coloring added. A blend of straight bourbons can have coloring added and flavoring. So the regulations are sort of convoluted and they're sort of confusing. So you got to almost have like a reference book in your hand when you drink. Most people don't care either way. probably doesn't really matter ultimately, but that is the truth. Now here's Lismore single malt, aged to perfection. The Lundie family were highly respected whiskey brokers in Scotland. With access to the finest casks of whiskey, the second generation, Alan and Bruce, created the Lismore brand in 1974 using a variety of whiskeys from Speyside. This quote unquote recipe has been handed down and still adhered to today. So they're saying they haven't changed the recipe. Now you got different offerings. These are the North American offerings. Now you say, well, I live in Scotland. They got different ones. Well, that's probably why they're specific. Single malt from the Speyside region of Scotland, a single malt with all the class qualities of this region. Robust, but also delicate. The fine balance of combined to make this a malt whiskey. Man, my lungs are, I think it's humidity in the air and it's affecting me, probably a lot of other people. A malt whiskey distinctive in both taste and character. They should have put a space there. That's a little printing error, typing error. Should be in space, but nose light amber, sweet floral, crisp, fresh apples. Delicate, very smooth, light tart, pleasing finish. Really. I find so many typing errors, typographical errors in these beer, wine, and liquor websites. And they never notice, like the companies never notice the mistake and go correct it, 15-year-old single malt, 21-year-old single malt. I have not seen those other three, but Trader Joe's only was showing only had the regular one on their shelf. They have a nice little liquor section at Trader Joe's, but it's limited, you understand? So it's sort of like just a sampling of things. Like they'll have one or two Tennessee whiskeys, and they'll have a couple of bourbons, a few Scotch whiskeys, a few Irish, and so forth. They don't, or really only one Irish that I could find, but they don't go to, and you have a mezcal, a couple of tequilas, vodkas, so forth, and they'll have some name brands and some trade brands, but it's not too extensive because the store is small to start with, and it's not like they got room to put all that like a regular liquor store. So just a little sampling from the Speyside region. All right, we read all that. Some people were describing it as 6-year, but they don't say it anywhere on the bottle or the website. So I was like, what is the answer? Well, I got my answer. I sent an email to this company, and they replied within a couple hours. I said, I wanted to get confirmation. I said, I've been hearing that the Speyside single malt is 6 years. And the lady said, it was a woman that replied. She said, yeah, that's right, each 6 years. She said, that's correct. Well, I figure if the company's telling me, they obviously know. I just couldn't understand why, if they don't have their own company website, though. That's weird, huh? Oh, well. Such as it is. But, yeah, so they told me that. So I'm putting 6 years because they told me it's age 6 years. I couldn't understand why they don't just put it on the bottle, though. Seemed like it'd be a lot easier to put it. I have the receipt. I saved the receipt because I bought so much stuff that day I knew I'd forget. And everything that I bought, and it was a lot, I bought a huge amount. Everything I bought still did not add up to one single bottle of Johnnie Walker Blue Label. I paid more for Johnnie Walker Blue Label after tax than I paid for all of this, the tax. I bought Campo Azul Blanco, Campo Azul Reposado, Rum of the Gods White, Rum of the Gods Gold. That's rum. I bought Trader Joe's Espada little swords, mezcal, I bought Trader Joe's Highland rum cask, Trader Joe's bourbon cask, Trader Joe's Highland sherry cask, single malts, Finlag and Isla single malt, Trader Joe's 10-year single malt, which I'm doing today, Trader Joe's blended Scotch, a liter bottle, Trader Joe's Speyside 8-year, which I did. It's not that great. Lismore single malt, which I'm doing today, and Simpler Times Lager, a 12-pack. All of that was less than one bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label. Did I like Johnny Walker Blue Label? It's all gone now. Yeah, I liked it. It scored a 95, 9.5 out of 10, but there's only one little problem. I paid like for 100 out of 100. You know, the price I paid, it should have been 100. Outstanding. Or it should have been above 100, which is world class. World class means it's beyond like reality. Like you can't believe it's like beyond what could even exist as far as quality, which is so rare, you know. But I'm paying $242. But now that's been a high price. They got, I look around, I see whiskeys $300-400 just in a snap. $300-400. No. I mean, they got doggone Crown Royal Apple Extra Super Deluxe Apple whiskey for over $200, and I can't even imagine that. But I know it's true because I see the bottle with the price tag. But I was disappointed because I paid an outrageous amount, and the return on my payment, can't call it an investment. Investment means you put money, you think you're going to make money later. Well, when you buy whiskey, that ain't no investment. Unless you save in a bottle to reshop it later, you know, as a collectible, I guess that would be. But yeah, I said, heck, I won't do that again. Now, the next Johnny Walker I plan to buy is the Johnny Walker Black, aged 12 years. You know, I've never tried that product in my whole life. Never tried it. Tried the double black, but never the black. But that's the next Johnny Walker I plan to buy. But I'm so backlogged on blended Scotch that it won't be anytime soon. And I'm backlogged on single malt, so I won't be buying any more of those anytime soon. I'm just saying I got too much backstock, and it will take, I think, a lifetime to go through the whiskeys I have, especially bourbon, which is why I started doubling up on bourbon. Taste challenges. I do a bourbon, then American blended whiskey, and I go back to bourbon and do that again, and then I go to Canadian. There's the only way to feasibly get through it. I can't see any other answer. The question might be, why did you buy all of those? The answer is simple: deals. I kept finding deals. It was like, I gotta buy it because I know the price ain't gonna last. So I kept loading up on it, and then I wanted to get all these Jim Beam because it looked like Jim Beam was changing everything. I said, oh, gotta buy them because it would be gone. You know, I won't be able to get it. I was lucky I got the black 8-year because that changed from black 8-year to black extra age, and then earlier this year to black 7-year. That was earlier this year, 7-year age, 8 to no age, just extra, and then to 7. So that's 3 right there. And the black 8 years all gone now. So I said I better get all these Jim Beams while they're available. And the price was low, so I bought them. I shopped around because the price will vary store to store, so I just basically got the cheapest I could find here and there. I was going to those stores anyway, so I just say, okay, cheaper. Yeah, this smells like basic Scotch. I mean, you say basic meaning what? I mean like bread crust. White bread crust. That's what it smells like. Simple as that. It's not a bad aroma. Well, it would have to be barley bread, right? I guess you could buy that at the store, but that's what it smells like. All right, over here. This has a little peat note. Not smoke, but peat. Now, see, they're distinctive aromas. Smoke, you know what smoke smells like, right? Or, of course, it's going to be peat smoke. But this peatiness is like rotted vegetable matter, like a compost pile. Now you say, oh, what a thing to say, but that's what it smells like. Burley Sullivan says, you. Hey, cheers back to you. Now we go with the tasting. Honey. It's amazing that so many of these Scotch whiskeys will have a honey flavor. Tulane looks good. Oh man, 9-2. Dominated Navy, and I was sweating that out because I thought Navy's a dangerous team. This could be a real problem. And so did everybody else in America think that, that was interested in it. They thought this could be trouble. It was on ESPN too. But then Navy's quarterback got hurt in the ribs, and he tried to come back, but he was in too much pain. And he'd already been hurt during the year, they said, so he was kind of shaky going into the game. Well, once he was out, that was it. The other guy just couldn't make it. I think that changed the game. I don't think Navy was going to win because Tulane was just so dominant with the running game and dominant, and those long drives that just wear out a defense. They'd go on a drive for like 9 minutes, just plodding down the field, which might be boring to watch, I guess, to most fans, but it's a dominant way to do it. Just slowly wear the other team out, sort of like Alabama used to do in the 1970s. Weren't flashy, but they would just wear you out. So that was very exciting, and it did. I felt bad for the quarterback getting hurt. You don't want to win like that, but like I said, I think it was more to it. So 35-0, it was a shock, but we'll take it because we're happy to hear it. We're happy to see that. LSU, we won't go into that right now. This whiskey is as good as that Mike Tyson thing Friday night. I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. Honey, a little peatiness, little tiny bit. Oh, I forgot to check the price. That was the whole reason I took the receipt out. What I paid for this Lismore was low. $18.99. I don't know what it is now. That was 2 years ago. It might have gone up. Probably did with the $18.99 for a single malt Scotch. You say, yeah, that's scary because it's probably going to be horrible. Well, that's my thinking, right? I thought, oh, it's going to be bad. What's the possibility that could be tolerable? But it's good. Not great. Not wonderful. Not amazing. Not something you need to go look for. But you see it for $18.99. Maybe it's $20.99 now. Buy it. Why not? Heck, you hadn't lost anything. And it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. The Trader Joe's was $23.99. Now it's aged 10 years. You're gonna pay a little more. It's age long. $23.99. Again, not amazing. Not like, oh, you gotta find it. Oh, y'all, you're not gonna believe what I tried. No, it's nothing like that. It's just, yeah, if you're at Trader Joe's and they have it, it's $23.99. Might be $25.99 now. Like I said, it's a good, competent, nice Highland single malt Scotch. Ultimately, these are just regular old whiskeys. It's like beer, there's just regular old beer most of the time. You could try them all. I try all these craft beers, this and that, but they're mostly just like regular. The ones that stand out are the ones that are really off, like they're really bad. Like, what's wrong with this stuff? It'll stand out, but in a bad way, it'll be remarkably bad. And then you'll have a few that'll be remarkably good. But generally, it's just like same old thing. And it seemed like blandness is becoming the key feature of beer these days, right? I bought that. I'm not finished with it. I hadn't tried the winter holiday lager. The Founders called Fall Winter Variety Pack. 12 cans, 4 different flavors. 4 times 3 is 12. $16.99, fair price. Craft beer, $16.99. But the first 3 I tried, I thought, this is so ordinary. Just if you want to say bland, but I said, let's call it mild. You hate to say bland. It's mild. But you don't want to say dull. You don't want to say it's bland, but you say it's mild. So those Founders beers so far, 3 out of 4. I haven't tried the 4th. They've been kind of ho-hum. Nothing bad, certainly. Nothing off or like repulsive, but just so ordinary. I like, oh man, they've adopted the Samuel Adams model, business model. Make everything bland. Oh, I'm sorry, mild. And that's why I just haven't been buying those Samuel Adams variety packs. Well, half the time I don't see them. They don't really come out too much around here anymore. And then you do see them. I do see one at Matherne's, the fall one. They always make you buy 2 Samuel Adams Boston Lagers. And it's like, I've had that. I know what it tastes like, you know. No, I mean. And then all the other ones, you try them and it's like, it's the same old thing. The Flannel Fest, that's a little bit better than you would expect. And the Old Fezziwig is usually a little higher level. But all the rest, they just like redundant. Oh, man. Do I get the same impression with whiskey or rum or something like that? That they're all kind of like just regular? Yeah. There you go. I don't know why people make such a big production out of it. They try and everything like, oh, look, I'm trying this whiskey. Like it's some big amazing thing. And I'm like, I'm looking at it like, bet it's going to be mostly like the same old thing. Mostly it's going to be like the same old thing. You say, well, you're just raining on everybody's parade. Why don't you stop doing beer reviews and shut it down? Because if you're going to say that, well, I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I'm not going to get on here and say, oh, I better say great things because I got to keep the channel momentum, you know, got to get those subs, got to get all that coming. I don't operate like that. 10 years ago, yeah, it was a different story. It was like a lot of things exciting and new. Well, you still get things that are new, but I don't know about the exciting part. He said, but this one used cinnamon rolls. And that one uses chocolate brownies, and that one used vanilla cakes. I'm pretty sure we all know what those things taste like. Yeah, but what about bear claws, apple, and yeah, we know. And the funniest thing is that people talking about this is so juicy. Oh, it's juicy. It tastes like juice. I'm like, well, we all know what juice tastes like. And it's like, why you want to drink beer that tastes like juice? You don't get it, man. You do not get it. It's like, I get it. I don't get why you're so into it. That's the point of it. Okay. Juicy is as juicy does. I know. Isn't it true? Well, and that's a deep subject, but well, that brings me to say that this one's got to be the Highland. Is it way better? I don't think so. Can I tell them apart? I hope so. I'm about to find out. Would I pay $4 extra for it? Well, actually, I paid $5 more for it. Well, in the future, I would not. Nope. In this case, shop price, because you ain't getting much so a difference. So just get the Lismore if you could save $5, the way I see it. Sorry, Trader Joe's, but you know, you sell both products, so what the heck, you're getting money either way. Hope this got it. All right, so it puts me at 3 wins, 2 losses. Nothing to brag about, but it's better than having 2 losses, 2 wins and 3 losses, right? 2 wins and 3. All right, well, let's go watch the news. Go watch the news. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a good Sunday. Don't forget to go to church.